Most of us live like we're being watched, like something is keeping score. Every decision, every mistake, every delay. We carry this quiet fear that if we get it wrong, the universe will somehow notice. But what if it never was? We talk about purpose, about destiny, about ending up where we're meant to be. And when life doesn't cooperate, we assume we failed some invisible test, like the universe expected more from us than we gave. But zoom out for a moment. The universe is nearly 14 billion years old. There are hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. And not one of them is waiting on you to figure it out. When we hear numbers like that, our minds try to grasp them, but they're too large. 14 billion years doesn't feel like anything. Hundreds of billions of galaxies don't fit inside worry. So instead of understanding scale, we shrink ourselves inside it. We rush, as if time is running out for us, while the universe quietly demonstrates that time is not in a hurry at all. Stars are born. They burn for millions of years. They disappear. And nothing panics when they do. The universe doesn't care if you're late. It doesn't care if you change careers. It doesn't care if you start over at 40 or 60. It doesn't care if today felt small. It doesn't keep score. And that might sound unsettling at first. But listen closely. If the universe isn't judging you, then there's no cosmic disappointment waiting at the end. No one's shaking their head at your timeline. For some people, this idea feels cold at first. If the universe doesn't care, then where does that leave us? We're used to believing that pressure means importance, that being watched means being valued. So when that gaze disappears, it can feel like standing alone in a very large room. But solitude isn't the same as abandonment. Sometimes it's just space. If the universe doesn't care what you become, then you're free to decide what matters. Not because it's meant to be, not because it looks impressive from far away, but because it feels true from where you are standing. Meaning isn't handed down from the stars. It isn't hidden in fate. Meaning is something humans do. We decide what matters. We decide what's worth caring about. And we do it without permission. In a universe this large, your life doesn't need to be important to everything. It only needs to be important to someone. Or to you. That's not insignificance. That's intimacy. Think about the moments that actually stay with you. They're rarely the impressive ones. They're quiet, unannounced. A conversation that went longer than planned. A realization that arrived late at night. A sense, briefly, that you were exactly where you needed to be, without needing to explain why. None of those moments mattered to the universe, and yet they mattered to you. That's where meaning actually lives. When nothing cosmic is demanding greatness from you, every small choice becomes enough. kind moment, an honest day, a life that fits instead of impresses. That's not settling. That's freedom. Most of the pressure we feel comes from pretending that everything is urgent. That if we don't act now, decide now, become something now, we've somehow missed our chance. But urgency is a human invention. The universe has never rushed anything worth keeping. It allows things to form, slowly, to drift, to change without explanation. And when something ends, it doesn't call it wasted. It simply makes room for what comes next. The universe doesn't care what you do with your life. And somehow, that's the most generous thing it could offer. You are not behind. You are not being judged. You're simply here. You don't have to justify your existence to something infinite. You don't have to prove that your life was efficient, or optimized, or impressive from far away. You're allowed to live a life that makes sense only from the inside. In a universe this large, that's not a failure of ambition. It's a refusal to rush something that doesn't need to be rushed. And that is enough.